Sing conducts, pushing and pulling the tides like orchestra strings. I can feel each and every note float past my eardrum as if they were swimming past destiny. I got started in poetry my sophomore year of high school back in Hawaii. My English teacher was like, oh, do you want extra credit? And I'm like, okay, yeah, what do I have to do? She's like, okay, you just have to write this poem, write anything you want, and then share it after school, and I'll give you whatever. I go, and like, my hand's like shaking. I'm like, oh my God. Like, my first time writing poetry, reading it in front of like, granted, like 40 people, and I'm being scored, and I'm like, I don't know why I'm being scored, but I'm being scored. So I'm reading this poem, and turns out I make the slam team. I had no idea what slam poetry was, and since then I've been writing and performing poetry. I fell in love with slam poetry from the second my hands started shaking in front of that crowd. It's like all the nervous energy comes out of your voice, and it's just like people are listening to you for 3 minutes and they're actually listening to you. My variety of poetry is very different than a lot of people. I feel like I touch upon a lot of different subjects. I feel like every writer who's ever written poetry goes through different stages in their writing. I started off very political, very angry, and then it's kind of transitioned into telling other people's stories. Christine is my sign language teacher, deaf within a lobe too small to catch a single note she teaches me. And my classmates how to speak without using our vocal cords, our tracheas, our tongues, like we've become so immune, so accustomed, so conditioned to using our voices that we forget what perfect sounds like. I am a 2-time youth national champion. I am the Hawaii 2009 co-champion. I have represented the state of Hawaii 4 years in a row. It's crazy because you think poetry can't take you that far, but it's amazing, like, to be able to perform in front of like 4,000 people, and you're a girl from Hawaii who never thought this could happen, and then it happens, and you're living a dream, and you're pinching yourself while you're on stage, and you're like, all these people are here to see me tell my story. My mentor back in Hawaii, he once said, we all have a story, and no one's going to hear your story until you tell it. So from that moment, I kind of took that advice, and I'm like, you know what? He's so true. Like, so many people at this campus, like, I'm not going to know you. You're not going to know me until, like, I ask you or you say it. So I do it to tell my story. Whatever problems I'm going through, I write it out. You know, it's therapy. It's an escape. It's an adrenaline rush. It's competitive. It's a family. There's a community within slam poetry, and it's very, there's a lot of love in it.